On Monday, May 14th, I went to see Fracture with Sarah. It was an okay movie. Ryan Gosling had a good performance, but the movie was a little long and there was something weird about the ending. Skipping ahead a little bit, on Friday, May 18th, I took Sarah to the airport in Indy. She's been in LA for about a week now, and she's going to be there until Friday or so. She's going to go to Peru and be there for a while, and then go to Mexico before coming to Lafayette. After I got back from dropping her off in Indy, I went to see 28 Weeks Later. It was a really enjoyable film. There was a lot of emotion, in addition to the zombies that were in the film. I thought they did a good job showing some of the things that would happen with certain medical outbreaks, things of that nature. On Sunday, May 20th, I went to see Morrissey, also in Indy, at the Murat Theater. It's a really nice venue, and I was really happy to see Morrissey perform some of his old Smiths songs. It was really what I went to see. Another interesting thing about the concert was that the fans there weren't really typical Morrissey fans. They were more like just typical people from Indiana, which I was somewhat surprised to see. I think that Morrissey's picked up a more mainstream fan base as the years have gone by. On Monday, May 21st, I spent some time formatting Carolyn's thesis. It was a pretty horrendous process, mostly because I had to go through and manually tag several items in the document to make sure that they would show up in the table of contents, as well as a list of tables and a list of figures. On Tuesday, May 22nd, I got a much-needed haircut. I think I'm going to do away with the faux hawk for a while and go back to the messy haircut. Haircut's partially in preparation of getting a summer job. And so on Wednesday, May 23rd, I went to the first of several temp agencies here in Greater Lafayette, but I just ended up bringing the application home to fill it out and take it back later. On Thursday, May 24th, I went to Adecco as well as another temp agency, and in the evening on Thursday, May 24th, at my atheism discussion group, we discussed the relationship between the Unitarian Universalist Church and atheists, trying to see if that's necessarily the best place for them. But there was a little tension between some of the atheists, or rather one of the atheists at the meeting, and sometimes the Unitarian Universalist Church is criticized for being a little bit too inclusive, and so I think there was a little bit of discomfort at some of that. Okay, so on Friday, May 25th, I had intended to go to a couple more temp agencies here in town to increase my chances of finding a job, but I actually got a call from Adecco, and so I went to a job at Wrexham Pharma from about 1 o'clock to 5 o'clock, and basically my job consisted of sifting through all of these little plastic caps. There you go, you can see it there. So basically I sifted through hundreds of these to make sure that there aren't any defects in them. At this point, they've already been sifted through once, so I don't really get the pleasure of finding defects. But I am able to listen to music, and time passes pretty quickly. At this point, I'm kind of likening it to driving. I get to think as well. It's a pretty mindless kind of job, but not the kind of mindlessness that is annoying necessarily. So on Saturday, May 26th, I went back to the job, and I'm working 10-hour shifts. So I worked from 7 a.m. to 5 p.m., which was actually quite an accomplishment for me. I was pretty impressed with that because my sleeping schedule hasn't necessarily been um, set up for getting up at 6 in the morning and working from 7 a.m. to 5 p.m. So that was a good thing. Let's see, and then today, Sunday, May 27th, I worked the same shift, again 7 a.m. to 5 p.m. The people who've been working there for a while work 3 days on and 3 days off, and they also work 12-hour shifts for some reason, which means that they get 48 hours a week. I was going to take tomorrow off, but they informed me that the job may only last until Friday, so I think I'm going to go ahead and go into work tomorrow just to try and milk as much money out of this job as I can. And so after work, Carolyn and I went over to Stone and we got all of our remaining items from the office out. We're being booted out, and it's going to another professor in the department, so we had to get all of our things out.